The Walking Dead game by Telltale is known for its terrific story and meaningful choices. Everything you do is important. Every action you make, every word you say, every choice you make has consequences. Everything you do matters. Or does it? If you're not too familiar with The Walking Dead by Telltale, the gameplay is comprised of dialogue choices affecting how the game scenes play out, along with a few depressingly simple puzzles, and the odd shooting segment or two. The gameplay is not too great, but to be honest, you don't play Fallout 4 for the story, and you don't play the Walking Dead games for the gameplay. You don't play any Walking Dead games for the gameplay. Ugh. So the story is the main drawing point, and the meaningful choices you make are supposed to sweeten the deal. But the thing is though, your choices mean very little. In fact, you could say they mean nothing at all, leaving a story like one of those choose your own adventure books, where every path is more or less the same, and you still die at the end anyway. If you don't believe me, just take a minute, sit right there, and I'll tell you all the how about became the prince of a town called Bel Air. Wait, no, that's not right. Let's have a look at some of the so-called major choices in the game, starting from the very beginning. But first of all, let's start small. Let's look at the first actual decision you have to make in the game that can affect any of the storylines. Do you wait for dark, or do you leave the house during the day? Either way, you still end up at Herschel's farm. That's fine though. There is a slight change in the universe, as a character that you see before does in fact die, and another character is in fact introduced. So again, that's fine. Just a reason note, this small choice actually has more impact on the universe than the first actual major choice. The first major choice is, do you save Duck, or do you save Sean? Either way though, Duck lives, Sean dies. All that changes is who gets pissed off at you. Herschel is a little less pissed at you if you try and save Sean, but regardless, you still have to go to Macon anyway, and nothing changes in the universe. All that changes is a few dialogue changes with Kenny's family. Kenny's a bit less trustful, but that's it. Of course, without Duck, Kenny's story would be way different. In fact, it could have been less tragic, or possibly even more tragic. Who knows, but that's a story for another video. Now, the next major choice is, do you save Carly, or do you save Duck? You didn't save Duck, did you? No, why would you? How many of you let Duck die, you sick freaks? Don't worry though, I saved Carly as well. Sorry Doug, you're better than Carly in my opinion, but the fact you're not an attractive crackshot reporter, guess you could say you really dug your own grave. Oh! So episode 1 is done. I don't know about you, but I want to talk about episode 2. And if there's time, maybe we'll see about discussing episode 3. So we start episode 2. Now the first choice here is, do we save the teacher? Now pay attention here, this is very important. Nothing you do here matters. If you save the teacher, Travis gets eaten. Then the teacher dies and attacks Katja. If you leave the teacher, Travis gets shot in the stomach somehow. The teacher gets eaten and then Travis comes back from the dead and attacks Katja. Either way, Katja gets attacked, both characters die anyway, and nothing changes. But I'm still hopeful for Doug and Carly. They seem like they can... Oh... Okay. Well, what about Duck? Duck still seems okay. I mean, Duck might just... Oh dear. Now, do we go to the dairy farm? Regardless of your choice, I'm afraid you have to go. On a side note, there was in fact an option that was removed from the game where you said no to St. John's, which would have them come back each day with food and ask you to come then. Regardless though, no matter how many times you said no, you're still going to have to go. So saying no means nothing. It's like being a woman in a James Bond film starring Sean Connery. No means yes. You get to the dairy farm and you have a lot of dialogue. You may be wondering why I don't actually talk about the smaller decisions you make. The reason is the small decisions you make and the dialogue yes or no options don't affect the world. They're simply world building and character building, and I like that. That's one of my favourite aspects about the game, the way the characters develop, the way they talk to you. The only real choices I have issues with are the big choices, which seem like they could actually change things. But they don't. But let's get back on track. Now, Larry is an asshole, but given the choice to save his life, I and many others chose to try and save him. Regardless of what you do, however, Kenny smashes his head in with a salt lick. Wow. Your choice here is to try and save Larry or to help Kenny kill him. Either way though, Larry gets his head smashed open. Badly. Really, all that changes in the universe at this point is a few dialogue changes with Kenny and Lily, which you may notice is a bit of a running theme. Now next, do you kill the St. Johns or do you let them live? Either way, they likely die, or you just never see them again anyway. So it doesn't matter, except again, a bit of dialogue changes with the stranger. Although I have in fact heard this can affect Clementine. Apparently, depending on some actions that you choose throughout the game, she will either shoot Lee or walk away at the end if you don't choose for her. That's actually quite interesting, I like that. But the actual choice here is, do you steal the supplies at the end of the episode, or do you not? Now this is a pretty infamous decision, because either way, nothing changes. Either way, the group steals the stuff anyway. All that really changes is again some dialogue with the stranger, and also Clementine has a nice hoodie. I like the hoodie. The shame hoodie, if you will. So at the end, regardless of what you decide to do in the episode, you will end up with one Ben, with 2 dead friends, 3 dead St. Johns, a Lily whose dad is dead, a pissed off stranger, a card supplies, and a partridge in a pear tree. All that really changes though is Clem's shame hoodie. So at the end of episode 2, it's clear now that your choices only affect dialogue. However, the story does in fact pick up in episode 3. So maybe our choices will mean something now. Right? No! So episode 3 starts with Ben becoming one of the worst drug dealers ever, which causes us to flee the motel, duck to get bit, and most importantly, Lily will kill either Carly or Doug. Which led me to believe at this point that if you ever have the choice to save someone or let them die, if it doesn't lead to a game over if they die, that character is going to die anyway. Or at least disappear and will never be seen again. I mean, if you think about it, you save Carly in episode 1, she gets shot in episode 3. You save Doug in episode 1, he gets shot in episode 3. Either way, neither Doug or Carly is ever going to make it to the train. So, again in the end, other than a few dialogue choices, your decisions mean nothing. On a side note though, I do feel bad for Doug. I mean, 1, no one saved him. 2, he gets eaten because he used his body as a freaking barricade. At least Carly went out fighting, he just gets dragged through a window. And if he's saved, he throws himself in front of a bullet to save Ben, which is kind of noble, and he still dies like a bitch as well. So Lily is tied up. What do we do with her? Do we let her come with us? Or do we kick her out and make her go by herself? If we take her with us, once we reach the train, she'll steal the RV and drive off without us. If we leave her behind, she's never seen again and we end up abandoning the RV anyway. So either way, at the end, we lose Lily and we lose the RV. The RV was my favourite character, they just killed it off. It's ridiculous. Yeah, I'm probably going to remove that, that's just stupid. So really, what have you noticed up until this point? Your choices mean nothing. By the time you reach the train and you've made it to Savannah, regardless of your choices, you have Chris Tattermead with you, you've got the homeless guy, you've got Lee, you've got Clementine, and you've got Ben and Kenny. Lily's gone, RB's gone, Larry's dead, Mark is dead, Doug, Carly dead, Katja dead, Doug dead. Regardless of what you do in the game up to this point, nothing changes at that point other than a few dialogue options. Your choices change nothing, just dialogue, and it's annoying. Although the choices you make with Clementine do in fact affect her personality, and a few options she makes herself near the end, so we won't actually talk about those in any detail, since those do in fact have an impact, even if it is just very slight. Okay, geez, the episode is running a bit long here, so we're going to end it here and pick up with the rest of episode 1, no, season 1, season 1, next time. And then we'll also go in to discuss season 2. And 400 days. But really though, to sum up before you go, the illusion of free choice is still present. That's what drives us to replay the game. Although, nothing changes bar a few lines of dialogue in the end. Everyone who can die will die. Any character that can be saved will either die or disappear, regardless of your decisions. I understand why Telltale made a game like this. The sheer complexity of writing equally good stories for each major decision would likely remove the possibility of future episodes. If the entire game was one episode, this could have been done. But the way the season was laid out made that unfortunately impossible. Don't get me wrong, I do love season 1 and 2. 400 days was a bit rubbish though. I just feel we were lied to. We were told the game is tailored to how we play. Lizzie Clay will remember this, Kenny won't forget that. Maybe, but it'll never come up again anyway. Except through dialogue. So your choices mean nothing in the long run. So your choices mean absolutely nothing in the long run of the story. In the end, everything that's going to happen will happen. Much like in life. Much like in life. And on that cheery note, thanks for watching. Part 2 coming soon. Have a good day.